This train station in the middle of nowhere, we've no idea. Look at this town. It's just randomly in the middle of the Japanese mountains. Now this is still, if you look down there, that's the straight plateau, and the main road is over there. This is the important road to Nara. So Natori would have walked down there. Hold on, we're going to get run over. So what we've got to do now is walk about 2 kilometers to where he retired in the village, and we'll pick it up there. Right, this road is the Yamato Qaeda, which is basically the old road to Nara. And this, as we say, is where Natori would have walked down, and he would have walked along, viewed the same mountains there. And what happens is we're going to go to a place called Ono, is where he retired, and then we're going to turn right for Koyasan. But the point is that all the samurai from Wakayama and everybody, the traffic used to come down this road all the way to Nara. So it's a very old road. At the minute we're searching for antique shops in the area or old documents. We've also searched the phone book for Natori. It's a good way of actually doing a bit of research, find out if there's any family members left, but there's nothing. Right, we've made it all the way to Ono. If you look at the sign, it says Ono. This is where Natori retired after he was taken away from the Shogun, the Lord's charge. Now, what it's now fallen into place is that we were looking at it from a modern point of view, that it wasn't on any train tracks, it was off in the distance, but it turns out it's right on the road, and you literally get on this road and you turn right to the mountain. So this would probably be a travelling pilgrimage route, and he's picked a place where he can pilgrimage up to the mountain. So now we're starting to get an idea of why he's picked this place. So let's crack on to the mountain. Right, we're here. If you look, this is a big bridge, and this is basically a Pilgrims Bridge, and it's where all the pilgrims, as I say, would turn right and then off to the mountains. So there. So when you were younger, or maybe even still now, you used to watch the animation and all that type of thing, and watch the samurai on the bridges, and this is pretty much would have been one of them old bridges with samurai going across it off to the mountains. So but for our cause, this is exactly where Natori was. This is the bridge where he came across. So superb. I think we should take our time just to thank the translator here, who's wandering along in the middle of nowhere, bags galore. Look at her laughing. She's like the biggest ninja expert in the world. Not joking, she knows loads. And here we are, she's trying to persuade me to go to different temples. Do you want to speak in English, Yoshie?
Oh.
Right, so all hail the great Yoshie. Right, this is Jison-in, I think, temple. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is because this is definitely a Natori place, because this is like one of the major sections. And this gate here, this wall, is a 1540 post, 1540. So we definitely know this is where Natori came from. So you know what I mean. This is 100% from his time there. And this is so good stuff, and this is an important temple. So let's have a quick look at it. I have no idea, but there is a pair of breasts on a board. That is actually a rack of breasts. What are they for you? Then, oh, safe delivery. So it's a praying for safe delivery. Right, we just left my book at the bottom of the steep steps. I have to run back down for it. I'm collecting as many stamps as I can on the places Natori's 100% been. So we've got another one here. Make sure it's the right way up. There we go. Natori's shown into stamp number 3 at the minute. Let's get as many as we can, where he's definitely been.
Hi.
This is the first stone of the Cho Ishi Michi, which means the Cho is a distance of length, Ishi is stone, and Michi is way. So if you just look down there, every one Cho, that's 109 meters, has one of these stones. And apparently most of them are from the 1300s, and they were like, you know, they're all the way up to the top of Koyasan. So here, can you just point down the stairs, Josh? So these are newer stairs, but then as you come round, this is exactly, absolutely 100% where Natori would make his pilgrimage. This is where all pilgrimages start there. it goes up. We are not going to walk it today, we're getting a cable car, I think, are we not, Yoshi?
Yes.
Good, right, let's get the cable car then. Natori can do the walking.
We've detoured slightly and we're on the path of the 100 stones, but just a little song Daniel, my friend, made up is True Path of the Ninja. He sings that to me every time we get on the phone, every time we get on Skype. Obviously this is Natori's book that we translated, and this is what we've been following, his ninja tradition. But yeah, Daniel sings to me every time, and he wants to take me up in a helicopter dressed as a ninja, singing True Path of the Ninja. So I'll probably do that video in the future, forgetting to mention he's a helicopter pilot. Sarutobi Sasuke is a very fictional ninja, and just to let you know, there's the 10 Sanada Braves, and there he is. And this is the, like, from the comics that used to come out, and that's him himself. He's become like crossed over and everybody thinks he's real. Right, this place is a little off the track, but the Sanada clan actually went against Tokugawa Ieyasu in the Sengoku, sorry, in the Sengoku period, but it was in Sekigahara. But so they went against me in Sekigahara. However, the Sanada clan was shifted into two halves. So the people on the Tokugawa side pleaded for the life of the people on the opposite side. So they were imprisoned or kept secure at the base of Koyasan, which is the mountain, and this is their residence. Later on this was built, which was a temple to them, but their trick to escape was to get all the villagers drunk, and that's how they made their escape. But this is where they lived. Right, we're climbing up the mountains at the moment. Right, literally train up the mountain. And me and Yoshi at that time, she keeps hitting me in the face, don't you? Hitting me in the face. She keeps slapping me, apparently I'm I get annoying. Just to let you know, we've got the train up, then we've got the cable car, you've just seen it, now we've got to get a bus. So I just want to emphasise how long or how far it is up here. It's about 800 metres, but generally it's a pretty long hike. So off we are on the bus, Mr. Driver. But of course, Natori and the rest of the people would walk all the way to the top. Right, just to let you in on it, basically it's a massive collection of temples, towns, you know, ancient buildings, things like that. So it's really quite impressive actually up here. Lots of shopping, surprisingly, for a holy mountain, or not so surprisingly in Japan. Right, at the minute we pretty much can't find the hosts of the temple, and this was only built, I don't know, 100, 150 years ago, but because it burnt down. But we're right here now, guys. I was going to do this later, but literally Natori used to learn his gunpo here from a monk, and his formations and his military tactics from a monk right on this ground. So you're 100% where Natori used to learn military tactics, in the top of a mountain. So impressive, very impressive. Again, there's the insides, but can't seem to find anyone. This is where we're staying for the night. We've got a night here, so we're going to stay exactly where Natori used to chill out and drink tea and learn how to destroy hundreds of thousands of men. So let's try and find him. Right, we're just outside the temple now. Literally, we've just dropped our bags off and we're going to go wander around the mountain. However, it's just beautiful scenery, and when we searched for Natori's history, we found like the Natori family history, and it says that Natori Sanjuro Masazumi himself used to come up to this temple, and he used to learn the tactics or the formations, the gunpo of Takeda Shingen. So, because remember, Natori was from Shingen family. His family used to serve Takeda before they collapsed, and then they served the Tokugawa family. So here he's learning like his ancestors' ways through the monks and the tactics here. So right, let's crack on to it. Right, we're on our way to Okunoin apparently, and it's one of the major temples. And I just wanted to show you this. It's absolutely beautiful, to be honest. And there's the forest, where quite high as well. Do you want to see the most crazy memorial grave you'll ever see? Remember, this is on a holy mountain, right? You ready? You ready? Space rocket grave. No idea. Right, we've walked down just from the crazy space rocket one,
And you're ready for this, and he's in crazier grave. Look at this. This grave is the pest control people who kill termites and woodworm have erected a grave for the souls of the woodworm that they kill when they repair houses. Must be making a lot of money in there. That's a bit cool. I've just come off the main road to find a graveyard in a forest. That's quite good. Look at that tree. Right, we've found out why these graves. They're pretty much companies who can afford massive amounts of money. Like there's Nissan. There's one down there from Sharp. And basically it's just massive companies who want to, like, you know, explore their spirituality or display their wealth and power basically for their employees. But it seems to be all high level companies. It's hard to sort of on video show the scope of this, but the trees are phenomenally big. Yoshi, go stand next to a tree. Chigaimasu, go stand next to a tree. She always obeys me and I'm only joking. Then she slaps me in the face for being rude. But you can see the general size of the tree. It's massive. Don't be fooled though, Yoshi's the boss. She batters me. I just sound like I'm the boss. Total joke. Yoshi, who's the boss? Of me. Told you. Right, I'm in front of Princess Go. This is the nephew of Nobunaga. Sorry, the niece of Nobunaga. But her father was killed by Nobunaga, and they drank out of his skull. So this was built in 1627. So generally, when Natori was here, this was only about 50 years old. So he'd have seen this, not new but relative. So there, yeah. And then she went on to be moved on to the Tokugawa family, etc. Right. Yeah. Right now, this is really impressive. If you have a quick scan around you, just have a look at that. That's now you've got to remember Natori's brother. You've got to remember Natori's lord was the son of Tokugawa Ieyasu. So Tokugawa Ieyasu is one of his earlier sons. What number son is this, Yoshi?
Second.
Second son. So he's housed here. This is his grave or his shrine or whatever you want to call it. Now, it is without doubt pretty much that Natori on his pilgrimage wouldn't have known his lord's brother or left ritualistic things for him here. So this is quite important on our search for Natori and is what he did around here. But apart from that, the actual crypt itself is amazing. Right, this is, for those who know a bit about Japanese history, this is Nobunaga's memorial grave. We don't know if it's actually his grave, but generally it's the memorial here. But not very big compared to the other ones. In fact, it's a little bit underwhelming. So probably because apparently he tried to attack here, we think, but you know, no idea. As we said before, this is not the temple Natori stayed in. That is the physical building, because that all burnt down. But this is like built on the same spot. We're going to find out more information later. Unfortunately, the monk that we called a monk, or Yoshi did, and we said, you know, in the documents for the Natori family, it says Natori and Masazumi Sanjuro stayed here, and they were like, yeah, we know, there's an oral tradition, we know. So we're like, oh, we can't wait to talk to him. But it turns out the monk has gone away for the weekend. So he's actually left, so we don't know, you know, we can't talk to him, so Yoshi will have to phone him when we get back. But we get to stay in, you know, the same place as Natori. We'll just have to answer the questions at a later date. But this apparently is a later building, but this is a room used by the daimyo at the time. It's still quite cool. We just spoke to the monk. As I said, the other monk, the one that we came to speak to, is not here, but a young monk who sort of doesn't know, but he thinks this is built exactly on the replica house it used to be before it burned down. So at the moment, until we speak to the other guy, we pretty much, this is what Natori Masatake or Masazumi would have seen, and this is where, as I've said before a few times, he learned his gunpo. So for me, I am mega happy, and Yoshi as well. We had the right good fun. We're right here, exactly where he was, and this is the peak of our destination, to stay where Natori stayed himself. So for any people out there who've read the Shonen Kid, the True Path of Ninja, and in the future when you read our other stuff, this is where, you know, lots of his information was done. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to have a bath, and we're going to have dinner, and then we'll crack on with getting some, we'll tell you a bit about what's in the actual manual. Right, the monk's just brought us down to this daimyo room, and he's an older monk. We've checked with him, and yes, this temple is exact design for how Natori would have been. But just to show you what we're eating, this is superb. This. So, what's this, Yoshi? Nani? Nabe, right. Then we've got some tempura, random
veg and things like that. But yeah, it's very nice. So we're just about to eat dinner, pretty much probably in the same place where Natori Sensei did. So this is a massive step for me, coming from there all the way to eating same place. So superb. Let's eat dinner. Right, we've finished dinner. It's about 8 o'clock. Just preparing for the evening. Everything's gone quiet in the temple now. We're going through some of the Natori family manuals. So these are just manuals from the Natori family themselves. And just to give you an insight of the type of things they talk about, it's like when you go into battle, you should cut off the head of a lower level soldier, just to give you a bit of confidence. And then when you've built your confidence, you bring your head back, you go out and get an even better one, and you throw that head away. And you keep going up the scale as the day of battle goes, until you get the most prestigious head you can, things like that. So, you know, these are the type of things they would be discussing in this temple back in the 1650s, 1670s, somewhere around there. So we're going to do that for a bit longer and then go to bed and then carry on tomorrow. You might be able to tell by my voice, but it is 6 o'clock in the morning and Yoshi's dragged me out of bed to go see the monks chanting. Oh God, bloody Yoshi. Let's see what they're doing. Good morning, Japan. Can you hear them, of course? Their actual sect of Buddhism is Shingon Buddhism, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit ignorant about that particular element of it. Stephen Nojiri does all that, and he explains it to me constantly, but I've got to do a bit better study on it. But the question is, did Natori do Shingon Buddhism? Because the temple he was buried at is not, but it's his family temple, yet he chose to come here. But this is a very famous site, this mountain top. So it's a question of what was his religion? I don't know. Making breakfast. Okay, better go. That is impressive. So Yoshi made it into the temple. Cheers, my dear. And
we've just asked the monk, and generally, yeah, the prayers, the chants, the bowing, the ritual will be exactly the same as when Natori was here. So generally, he would have got up every morning if he was here and done that with them. So it was nice to hear from the outside. Good. How was it from the inside, Yoshi?
They're tolling a big bell. Hold on. Let's see if we can get it again. Sorry. Ah, okay, so hold on. Here we go. This bell tower is... Yoshi, is that Fukushima Masanari? Is that Stephen Nojiri's love child? Right. So Stephen Nojiri. This bell tower was built in 1618 for the feudal lord Fukushima Masanari, an important retainer of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, in memory of his mother. The bell was recast by Masanari, son of Masatoshi. Oh, Stephen Nojiri is going to love this. In 1630. So rung every even hours every day between 6 AM and 10 PM. So Stephen loves Fukushima Masanari and Masatoshi, he loves the stuff because he's connected to the Nojiri family. So, however, that bell tower there is definitely, and the bell is within Natori's time frame, so we know full well that that was here when he was. Trying to find our way up to maybe a parade or some form of ritual is going on. But it's quite impressive. We've got the eerie toll of the bell and the fog and the mist, and it is silly o'clock in the morning. Isn't it, Yoshi? Apparently it's normal time according to Yoshi. There's the bell again. Oh, is that the one from the photograph, Yoshi? We saw a photograph, sort of art gallery, a professional sort of photographer, go-around photographer. This is what annoys me. The monk just left the parade right in the middle to use his phone. Just sat in the middle of the parade, had to leave because his phone went off. Very, very Buddhist. Morning, love. Switched it back on there, the conch shells at war, in samurai warfare, they're the conch shells that you would hear, and Shinobi used to use them as secret signals. So the Shinobi used to make a code out of that, so like a code about how to Morse code like.
Monks with umbrellas. Earlier on in this mini documentary we showed you a stone path at the temple where Natori would have started his pilgrimage up to the top of Koyasan, this mountain. If you look over there, that's the not the end, but where you would come out. There's a modern road just been put in, it says, in the last few years, and this bridge here, sorry, this gateway here, the Great Red Gateway, literally is the sort of entrance into the sacred area, or, you know, the temple area. So this was built in the early 1600s, however it burnt down, as everything does in Japan. So we checked the dates and it was rebuilt in 1705. So this version here, if Natori died in 1708, if he was well enough to climb the mountain and come, he'd have seen that under construction or just been finished. So we don't know, but generally this is where Natori would have come up. He would have walked right through here and right down there into the rest of the temples. Right, I'm back home. I'm actually back in Tokyo now, or we're just in Saitama. What happened next after that is we returned to the temple, and the monk that I said was not there, away for the weekend, he actually returned. So I set my camera up just to record his conversation, which took all of the battery and every single bit of space we had on a memory, and there was no more spare. So, however, what he did say was they had a family tradition there, they had a tradition within the monastery that the Natori family and other families would come and study there and do whatever they did there. Didn't quite know what. But in reality, that brings us to the close of this trip. So what we got then is a Natori who becomes a page boy to one of the most powerful families in Japan. He then becomes a castle guard, who then becomes a close retainer, who then becomes the head tactician for the entire clan. So an amazing man. This video itself has been in support of the book In Search of the Ninja. Everything you've just seen there literally will fit into 10 pages of our book, and the rest of it is research into the other areas of the ninja. Masses of research have gone into this book. So the aim is to try and solve the problem as what were the ninja, and try and identify what ninjutsu is. So if you're interested in ninja, you're interested in ninjutsu, this has got to date the best information we could find. It's not good enough, to be honest, in my opinion, because more needs to be done, but it's a start. If you're interested in the samurai, there's no difference. The samurai did use ninjutsu. There is no way to dispute the fact that the samurai were part of the ninja story, and that ninjutsu was used by the samurai class and other classes. If you're interested in the work of Natori himself, then I recommend our translation, which is True Path of the Ninja. If you're interested in ninja manuals in general, then I recommend our other book, which is the Shinobi Traditions here. Apart from that, I hope you really enjoyed the mini documentary. It's just my quick editing on the computer, putting it together. If you want more information, please visit the website. It's got lots of free downloads for you, lots of information on there, no problem. And follow us on Facebook and YouTube and things like that. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. My name's Antony Cummins, and I hope to see you next time.